Welcome to Positive Atheism English Channel. Today in our program, Positive Atheism, which is written by Sri Gora, an atheist, we are in the chapter of Atheistic Aesthetics. Now, I am going to continue from where I have left in the last episode. The conventions of marriage that formed a part of a family traditions allowed less freedom to women than a man, especially in sexual relations. Thereby, family loyalty resulted by and large in suppressing womanhood, which forms half the population of the world. The examples of Jhansi Lakshmi Bai and Joan of Arc are exceptions that prove the rule. The opportunities of men far outnumber those of women who are confined to the home and kept under parda. In the modern age, when the state takes up the functions of social welfare and economic security, family loses half of its weight. The women's liberation movement tears the parda and claims for women equal opportunities with men. So, family relations can no longer enjoy the privileges of former times. It can remain only as a symbol of filial affections and conjugal love. Nothing prevents a man and a woman and their children to live together, but they do so with free choice but not in obedience to a custom. Yet, promiscuity looks outrageous to those who are accustomed to man's impudence. Just as democracy sounded the death knell of imperialism, promiscuity overthrows masculine supremacy and takes a big stride towards the equality of sexes. At first, mixed marriages mark the transition from conventional marriages to promiscuity. Mixed marriages contract alliances outside the traditional sanctions and widen the scope of marital selection. Intermarriages between persons belonging to different castes, religious denominations, racial groups, and nationalities pave the way towards the development of one humanity. Of course, a marriage alliance affords emotional alliance also along with sex satisfaction. Yet, it attaches a stigma to unwed motherhood and imposes a special handicap upon the women. Just as the blacks are discriminated in humanity by virtue of the color of their skin, the woman is discriminated by virtue of her motherhood. It is promiscuity that removes the basis of discrimination by color of the skin as well as by motherhood. Wide promiscuity blurs the ethnological characters and there will be no motherhood by wedlock. The woman becomes an equal partner with man and stands as a mother to a child without reference to a father by wedlock. The advantages of promiscuity for establishment of equality of women with men are effectively realized with the responsibility of social security is taken up by the state. Promiscuity has its outstanding advantages in the modern world. It pulls down the sectarian walls of caste, race, community, nation or region and proceeds to mingle humans into one humanity. As promiscuity spreads, ethnological features too get blended and blurred. The wide mingling of humans and the objective of one humanity removes the cause for war and conflict. Inbreeding is found to degenerate vitality and vigor. The purer the castes or communities, the weaker and the more susceptible to disease they are. The hill tribes everywhere and the Jews of Kerala are examples of such deterioration. On the other hand, extensive crossbreeding reinvigorated humankind with virility and hardiness. Family loyalty exposed women to man's lust and compelled her to bear children. Except having recourse to contraceptives and subjecting her health to interference with drugs, she had no alternative to restrict childbearing. Marriage was necessary in primitive times when growth of population was needed. Now, if the population explosion is a reality, then married life is sure a disadvantage. Discarding of marriage allows the option to the women to have or not to have children. She cannot be compelled by a husband when her interest forbid bearing children. So, discountenancing the system of marriage limits population by rational means. In the absence of easy diverse ties of marriage formalize love and compel affection. Promiscuity keeps love ever fresh with the freedom to choose the companion. Just as private property encourages selfish interest, man's or women's sense of possession of his or her partner in marriage rouses envy and ill will in social relations. Promiscuity, on the other hand, allows free choice of the partner and gives dignity to sex relations. Promiscuity free women of the reproach from motherhood outside marriage, which had oppressed women so long. Fatherhood loses importance and motherhood gains respect as a source of filial affection and the nursing of children. Celibacy for long or short periods is a matter of individual likes. It has no more value than fasting for reasons of health. An important outcome of promiscuity and removal of secrecy from sexual relations is development of aesthetics independent of sex. Sex is as necessary for procreation as food is to satisfy hunger. The secrecy that surrounded sex raised unnecessary curiosity and morbid interest in sex. All the activities of life seemed to be centered around sex. It was loop-sided development of life which ignored the ideals of fellow feeling, moral dignity, and freedom, fear, and want. When sex is open, human loses the unhealthy interest in it and divert their attention to nobler ideals. Colors of clouds, murmurs of brooks, the nobility of service and sacrifice for common good and moral excellence should attract artists more than sexual passion. The expression of aesthetic taste is not impaired. In atheistic aesthetics, the theme changes from selfish interest to social good. That is beautiful, which makes others also happy. And here ends our chapter, Atheistic Aesthetics. And in the next chapter, I shall lead out you the new chapter, The Atheistic Way of Life. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to our Positive Atheism English Channel, presented by Samaram channel, which has 21 crore views. Please like, subscribe and share our videos. And for notification of our new videos, please click the bell icon.